So, bards are pretty cool. There's just something about speaking your enemies to death with your high charisma that's really fascinating and a lot of fun in D&D. And of course, it's not just all speaking your enemies to death, there's tons of things that bards can do. Depending on what kind of bard college you take really opens up a lot of possibilities of different spells and abilities you can get as a bard. Maybe you want to be a battle bard and take the College of Valor, or maybe you want to be a spell-slinging bard and go with the College of Lore. I really enjoy just how many different colleges there are for the bard and how each of them just have different abilities that are unique to each college. I think one of my favorite ways to play a bard is to take the College of Lore and also take the Magic Initiate feat because, well, that gives me access to a bunch of different cantrips and spells, but I also still get to do, well, bard things. There's a lot of versatility with bards, like I said, due to all the colleges that you have access to. Maybe you want to take the College of Creation so you can just kind of things into existence with your music. Maybe you want to be super persuasive and eloquent and take the College of Eloquence. Do you want to inspire your friends even further or even enthrall your enemies? Then maybe the College of Glamour is right up your alley. These are just a couple of the many colleges that are available to the bard class. A lot of times people really say that bards are support classes, and I kind of think that that's a correct statement, but I have also seen some very, very vicious bards. So that's some general information about, bards in D&D, but where do bards really even come from? What's their history? What's their story? Why are they even in D&D in the first place? In both history and fantasy, bards are known as storytellers and musicians. And according to the Oxford Dictionary, the bards were an ancient Celtic order of minstrel poets. Some bards would sing songs about victories and accomplishments of warriors, and some even used as historians to tell history in song form. Bards would even sing songs that were of legend and even travel to different kingdoms just to deliver a message to a king in the form of a song. Most people that play D&D 5e know that Bard is just a straight-up class that you can play, but it wasn't always like this. In 1st edition D&D, you actually had to go through some hoops just to become a Bard. From everything that I've read and researched, it seems like you had to start off as a human or a half-elf with certain points and certain stats, and then eventually you would level into a thief, and then from a thief you would then level into a Bard, and then even then the Bards knew more druidic spells versus straight-up Bard spells. And I think a lot of this has to do with the original Celtic study that the Bards were inspired by. In 2nd edition D&D, the Bards were actually part of the Rogue group. So it looks like Bards didn't really become a standalone class until 3rd edition or 3.5, somewhere around there. But now, here we are today, 5th edition Bards with all of their glory and their tons and tons of colleges. There's much more to Bards than just, sleeping with dragons. They're storytellers, inspirers, and even keepers of history in the form of song. And I know that some people ask, well, where do Bards even get their magical capabilities? They know spells and cantrips and have other magical properties. I would kind of compare their ability to learn magic similar to a wizard. Instead of studying straight up spells and books for their magic, they're studying different music and forms of art. And through these forms of art that they're studying, they're able to tap into the weave much like other classes can. So being able to tap into this powerful source of magic known as the weave through the power of music, well, it seems pretty cool to me, honestly. So yeah, I like bards. Bards are pretty cool. What are your favorite stories about some of the bards that you've played in D&D? Let me know down in the comments. And also, if you're interested and made it this far into the video, our very first exclusive t-shirt is on pre-order now on our website. You can check that out down on our website link down below, and make sure you like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time over here on the Cantrip Cast.